Welcome. Right on time. The show started right as it hit 000 with the countdown. How's everyone doing? It's me. It's the proud New York Jet fan. It's the Jets live show. Thursday night Throwdown, episode 14. I got a guest lineup. He'll be in here in a few minutes. I'm trying to fix this camera. Why is that all wobbly? All right. So buckle in, kick your feet up, relax. Let's talk Jets. And who knows where else the conversation's going to go. You don't know. I don't know. We can't predict it. That's fun. We love to predict things in sports. But one thing that I am proud to say, we don't know where the hell the conversation's going to take us tonight. But we do know this. We do know that Jeremy sucks.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
Yeah, buddy. How's everyone doing tonight? Interesting day in America. Never ceases to amaze me. Whatever pops up in the news in this crazy, crazy country we have. Let's say what's up to everyone. Tonight's winner, here first, Alonzo. I salute you, sir. Thank you for showing up. Knob Deep. Hola, muchachos. That's how he yells in the kitchen when he gets there to announce his presence. Boomtown coming in from the 51st state, right over the border in the North Pole. Canada? North Pole? Aren't they the same? Aren't they the same thing? I'm not sure. The man, the myth, the legend, the newest and fastest content creator growing on YouTube in the Jets universe, the legend himself, Bobby Woodruff, Bobby Midnight, Bobby 14 inches, as he revealed to us today on the show. The legend himself is here. Bobby, welcome. Talking sports with Bob from Vermont. I love it. Bobby will be making an appearance, I'm sure. I have a guest lined up for hour one. Someone new to the channel. A little tease for you, you little content creating whores out there who can't get enough, which I love about you. Respect all of you. I'm one myself, so I say it with love and respect. Hour two, 11 o'clock. Members of the Discord group who are also paid members of the channel, whether through their own purchase or being gifted. It's one of those special nights, one of their perks for being members of the channel. The link will be posted there a little bit later on. So, Nate, you're eligible. My man, Tony the Savant. Doing a Jets blog. Yeah, man. Welcome. Tony the Savant on Facebook. Good friend of mine. I've been on his show. He supports. I support him. Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate you. Hold on. This is the longest thing I've ever seen Bobby type. I told you I would be here, but if I have to type the rest of the night, I'm out of here. Bobby, you got to sell yourself. You got to be typing in the chat now, or get your cell phone and just do talk to text. Open it up on your phone and do talk to text. That way you don't have to type. But you are a quickly growing content creator. You were like 100 subs, past that. 200 subs, past that. Last I saw you were at 221 this afternoon. Proud to be a part of your show. You're a good dude, and you deserve all the growth in the world. That's what she said. Yeti is here. Double roast beef and cheddar at Arby's. What? You can add bacon. We have Aaron Rodgers. Today was a good day. I had Arby's once, and I could not get home fast enough before it came flying out the other side. I will never have Arby's again. I think it was about 2014, maybe 2015 I had it. One and done. One and done. Thank God my ex-girlfriend had 4 bathrooms. Me, her, and her 2 kids who were with us ran into the house, and we all needed to find a different room instantly. Scott's here. Yeah, you never know where Johnny Boy is going to take it. That's what she said. Oh, good. That's Bobby. Bobby's not a fan of typing. Bobby wants airtime. Bobby's a diva. Bobby has quickly become the biggest diva in Jet content land. He is an absolute diva, and he makes demands. He's like Julia Roberts showing up on set. He shows up in a chat and says, "Put me on." Great dude, but he's got expectations. Mark's here. Mark, before work, during work, after work, no work? What's your situation tonight, buddy? The man with the big muscles, Infrared, is in the house. What's up, sir? How are you? Patty Grimes is here checking in, the Detroit fan who has to find a second or third job if you have season tickets from Detroit. I heard that today, that those prices went tripled for season ticket holders. Good luck. Good luck over there. Yeah, Arby's ran through me like Carl Lewis running a sprint in the 80s. It went through me. Patty Grimes. So, I'll have a guest here in a few minutes. As you guys know, someone new to the channel. A little tease for you guys. Worked out today, last minute. Oh, yeah? Another new one coming. Well, let me get all this. Let me post that link. Thank you for reminding me. Let me get that link. Boom, boom, boom. I'll post that. So for those that don't know, well, we do have a GoFundMe going to get Hank G, Canadian Hank, who's right over the border, down to the home opener. He's going to come down to the home opener. We're going to help him out. The GoFundMe, as of right now, is at, opening it up, at $336. So we're at $336 for him. I'm trying, Snowball. Fucking wise ass. I'm trying. The more I do it, the better I get at it. That's what she said. You know what I'm going to tell you guys right now? I am going to tell you guys how much I love you guys. And I'm not going to get all mushy about it, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I am streaming Succession, and I am fucking hooked on it. And I'm in the last season, and I don't want to give out spoilers because I've been telling the people to watch it. But the biggest thing of the entire 4 seasons of the show just happened 25 minutes ago, and I had to stop because I said, you know what? No, I'm going to keep my commitment. I'm going to go on air. We're going to talk Jets football. We're going to argue. We're going to make fun of one another because that's what we do here on this channel. God damn it. Yeah, wrong verb. I am hooked. Absolutely hooked. And I'm so sad that this is the last season. I think they ended it at 4, right? But without any further ado, I'm going to bring in some. You ready? You good back there? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, appearing for the first time on the Proud New York Jet Fan channel. New friend today. I was with him. And my favorite thing of Jet content creators is that people collaborate. They go on other people's shows. They meet new people. And then 7 hours later, 8 hours later, here we are on this show together. So for the first time, we bring on Midnight Mike. Mike, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. Do I sound okay? I want to make sure I put in Roadcaster.
What is that? You sound fine.
Okay. No, because there's been times where I forget to make sure my mic on StreamYard is going through the mic I want it to go through. And I've come on and I've been going through like the computer mic or something. And then I get really pissed off afterwards. So that's it. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too, man. I'm drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night. Yes, I'm a sicko. But I can't wait to finish the show. Like, I was up the last 3 nights. I don't remember. I'm sober, so I don't remember the last time I've been up to like 4:30 in the morning, 3 straight nights. I can't get enough of the show. Like, if I start to get tired, I'm like getting up. I'm doing jumping jacks. I'm like twisting the neck, stretching out. Like, I do not want to stop watching this show. I'm obsessed.
Hey man, I've been through that with shows where you just want to binge watch them and never stop. 100%. I've been through a lot with that with a lot of shows.
Have you ever watched Succession?
I have not.
If you have Max, watch it. Do you ever see the movie Super Troopers?
Yes.
The one who was the sheriff, the old guy, the guy who does the McDonald's.
Okay.
He's like an old billionaire, like a Rupert Murdoch type who owns like news networks. And it's about him, the dynamic with the family, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Is the show on like right now in new episodes?
I think it ended at 4 seasons. I think all that's available is 4 seasons.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, like, did the 4th season just end like this year?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because
I don't know when it ended.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who always like falls into shows like after they're like. So I watched The Walking Dead while it was live, but like Game of Thrones, I didn't watch that till years later. So yeah, there are shows like that, and I'm a sucker for 1 hour like dramas, and I'm talking about. And this is gonna make me sound not only lame, but it's also gonna age me. But I watched every season of Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place. So, yeah,
nice. Yeah, I haven't been very healthy. I won't bore you with all my health issues, but I'm at the point where I don't start watching shows until they're over because I don't know if I'll be here in 4, 5, 6 years. I don't have time for that shit to wait.
Well, also, it's we're kind of spoiled now because back in those Beverly Hills 90210 days or whatever, we had to wait 7 days, and then if you missed it, that's your problem. Nowadays we're spoiled, and I'm the same way you are, where it's like now if there's a show out, it's like I want to make sure that if I want to sit down and binge watch several episodes that they're there. So I definitely won't start it. Like if someone's like, oh, this show just started, it's in its 2nd episode, I'll be like, tell me when it's in its like 2nd or 3rd season, and then I can like catch up.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember, but I'll be honest with you, I think this Tuesday Mayor of Kingstown comes out season 3 with Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
I watched season 1 and season 2 in like February or March. I don't remember what happened because you watch it so fast.
Yep.
Like, that's why I like to watch it right in a row. I'm like, damn, do I have to watch these other 2 seasons again? Like, they'll give you the recap and it'll be like, oh yeah, I did see that.
Yep.
But that's the downside of streaming nowadays, because when you used to watch a show like a 90210 or like 24 when it first came out, that was one I couldn't miss.
Or even The Sopranos and stuff like that.
You talked about the episode and you broke it down with people at work, your friends, your family. Nowadays, there's it's like watching a Jets season without like all in 17 games right in a row. You're going to forget a lot. You're not going to discuss a lot, right? So a lot of things that maybe you missed out on that you'd pick up in conversation at the water cooler or at lunchtime are gone. So people will mention something like, oh shit, that happened. Like, how'd you forget that? That was like the biggest twist. I'm like, everything else going on.
Well, that's what happened with Cobra Kai. Every time a new season comes out, I then have to go back and watch the first 4 seasons or 3 seasons or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And my kids don't care. They love it. They're like, okay, let's rewatch it. But, it is kind of a drag. You're like, oh, a new season of Cobra Kai is coming out in 2 weeks. Okay, so now I have 2 weeks to watch like 4 seasons. So it is what it is. TV's very different nowadays.
I know. I don't know why they can't just tape the entire series and just release it like every 3 months.
Yeah,
that should be the new thing. We don't need to wait years. You have nothing else to do in Hollywood. Just commit to a show. Boom. Every 3 months, drop another season, and then do 8 seasons in 2 years. Done.
Or just record your 8 episodes, 10 episodes. Because once again, and I hate to keep bringing it back, but it's the only like thing in my mind that is clicking from like the 90s. Like Melrose Place would have 34 episodes in one season, and whereas like new shows have like 10 in a new season. So but what I'm saying is record the seasons and then release them week by week, because I know a lot of people who will let's say get Netflix for Stranger Things and then will binge watch it, and then they have it for a month till the next Stranger Things comes out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you release it week by week, you're gonna have subscribers stick around longer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just I love this. I love that how spoiled you can be. I love how, you know, you can interact with people on the internet and people like, hey, have you seen this show? Have you seen that show? But let's talk about the best show on earth right now. Let's talk about this New York Jet team that we have. I don't even want to bring up the Aaron Rodgers taking off his sock thing. Like I can't even. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in hearing about it. Like I don't do the overreactive. I don't do the woe is me. Here we go again. Like my mindset, just to tell you about me, this is literally the first time you and I are talking. There was no discussion off air. We're meeting one another like really on air right now. I named this channel The Proud New York Jet Fan because I don't come from a mindset of I'm going to put my time, my money, my energy, my efforts, my thoughts into something and be negative about it. Like I just don't get that. And I understand some people get frustrated and that's their way. And I'm not shitting on that. That's just not who I am. So I can't. Rodgers got hurt. I went mute. I went quiet. It was like a family member died. Like I didn't. You know,
well, then I'm glad we're meeting now, because I'm always a happy Jets fan in the summer.
We can't lose. We're undefeated.
Once the season starts, though, you may not like me as much because I go nuts. I get so frustrated, and like the first episodes of my show were called "Why I Hate the Jets," and it's once again, I know everyone can tell when they tune in that I don't hate the Jets. I love them too much that they make me hate them, even though I love them. And that's the problem with the New York Jets. Yeah. It's like every friggin' time they bring you up, they just kick you back down.
Yeah.
It's
just like the pet that you love dearly, but pisses on your pillow.
Yep.
Shits on the carpet in the middle of dinner. Like it's the pet that you love, but just treats you poorly. Somewhere you keep buying them treats. You keep buying them food. You take them for walks. You take them to the park, and then you get a pile of shit in the middle of the living room.
Yeah, or like imagine like you have like a girlfriend that you love so much, and then she just treats you like shit, and you guys break up, and you just hate her, and then all of a sudden, somehow, every year you end up in a relationship with her again, and by Thanksgiving, she's treating you like shit. You know, it's just
let's be fair though, Mike. I think you and I would both sign up, and so would almost everyone in the chat, if the Jets waited till Thanksgiving to start treating us like shit. There's been many years where it's not even Rosh Hashanah, and you're like, "That's a wrap."
Yeah, I was saying this. I forget what show or if it was mine or someone else's, but I always judge a Jets season by how far they go into the holidays. So there's like a Halloween break, and usually we're still kind of having a little hope there. But usually by Thanksgiving, that hope is dashed. And there's those rare years where you get to Christmas or something and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? But I've been a Jets fan for over 40 years, and that was 4 or 5 seasons.
I would love to get past President's Day or 2 President's Day, right?
There you go. Well, is that the weekend that he wants to bring the Super Bowl back to? He wants to make it an 18-game season, 2 buys.
Martin Luther King Day's in January, President's Day's in February, right? I always get them mixed up with which one is which.
He wanted to get it to a weekend where everyone has that Monday off, so Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, you know, I've joked for many years, long before YouTube shows, that my birthday's October 18th. Okay. I would be studying prospects because the season would be over before my birthday. If I can get to my birthday 6-7 games in before I'm looking at mock drafts, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bobby. We give
I'm
Bobby
usually
credit. Bobby connected us. I already said it, but
oh,
the diva wants more
hold
attention.
on, hold on, Mr. 12-inch hog, Bobby. Let's break this down here. My co-host Maddie was on this show a couple weeks ago. I saw it. He was on with you and Jets Chaos.
Yeah.
And I saw the episode. It was great. And
Thank you.
he said to me, he said, we should definitely have him on the show. And I said, oh, absolutely. And then, life happens. And then you were on Bobby's show with me today. And immediately after, I said, I sent you the message like, hey, you should come on the show. And then it would turn into this.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he is going to come on my show also. So
yeah, next weekend. I got my son this weekend, and we do a movie most Saturday nights, or a sports game we watch. So Saturday that's kind of a day where I don't do a show. I don't go on anyone's show. So nothing personal, but I'll be on the following weekend.
No. That's cool. Yeah, not this Saturday.
If you'll have me, good sir. If I behave well enough today.
Yes, absolutely. And you can have a reunion with Maddie.
Nice. Yeah, he popped on last Wednesday. I think we were doing a call-in. Wednesday or Thursday. And he popped in after your guys' show to say hello.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't see that. I saw the one where he was on with you and Chaos.
Yes. I think that was the week before.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So let me ask you, who are some of the guys that you're looking at as a Jet fan and you're saying to yourself, if this guy becomes what we think he can become, if this guy does not, we're taking Aaron Rodgers off the table, right? We all know Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers is supposed to do. Who are some of the lesser names being discussed that you're a fan of and you're looking at and saying, I got my eye on him. I think he's going to do something. Who's your hidden gems on this roster that you believe in?
Well, Fashanu, I'm very happy. I was 100%, and people can go back. I was 100% offensive line in that draft. Like,
Your
I
team
did
line?
I did not want Brock Bowers, and I said this before. It's nothing against Brock Bowers. Any team that Brock is signed to will get better. But you need to address what's the most important thing. And I think we have a lot of weapons that are clear. And then we have a lot of weapons that people aren't expecting. I think people are kind of not giving our tight ends enough credit. I think once we drafted Malachi Corley, I think that was awesome. So we have Garrett, Brees out of the backfield, Mike Williams hopefully healthy, Malachi Corley, our tight ends. That's a lot of weapons. Plus Brees running the ball, Braylon Allen hopefully running the ball. Whatever. We have Brownlee. We have a lot of weapons. What we need to do, those weapons mean nothing without the offensive line to block for Aaron Rodgers. So if they would have taken all offensive linemen in that draft, I would have been okay with that.
Some people were doing mocks like that too, where they were just taking linemen every pick.
Yeah, and you know what? I lost so much faith in Joe Douglas this past season when he did not address the quarterback situation when Rodgers went down. That's as early as a quarterback could possibly go down without going down before the season starts. And Gardner Minshew was out there. Jacoby Brissett was out there. Tannehill was out there. There was just so many guys available. And the best he could do was Trevor Siemian. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have made the playoffs last year with any average quarterback. Any of those guys, I think. Any of those guys I named.
Minshew wasn't available. Wasn't Minshew on the Colts? He was Anthony Richardson's backup because he took over when Richardson went down.
I know
people wanted to trade for him because they thought he would be available.
Oh, okay. Well, did Richardson go down yet?
Richardson went down week three or 4. So, I had him in fantasy, and I was loving him because he put up maybe week 2 or beginning of week 3. But Minshew was there
before the season started. Our quarterback room was Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he's Aaron Rodgers, and then Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle.
Yeah,
like everyone. And when he went down, I'll tell this to you, since maybe you haven't heard this story before. But I used to work nights. Now I'm working more days. So I took off of work for that Monday night game, and my little girls, I got them little Aaron Rodgers shirts, with the number and the name. I wasn't going to spend money on jersey yet, but I got them. and I was so excited, and I knew they were going to go to bed in like the first quarter. But I wanted to pump them up and show them what Monday Night Football is, and they got to see him run out onto the field and all of that stuff. And then right after he ran out on the field, and my wife took a picture of us watching from behind, so you saw all of us wearing our Jets jerseys or whatever. Right as he went onto the field, my wife was like, "Look, they got to go upstairs. They got to brush their teeth. They got to get to bed soon. So I'll let them brush their teeth, then come back down, watch a little bit, and then we'll put them to bed." I said, "Okay." So she goes upstairs to the girls. Come on, we're gonna go brush your teeth. Before they could finish brushing their teeth, I was walking up those stairs. I turned the corner. I looked at my wife. I said, "Well, it's over. Like, it's over." And it was just the most. She looked at me. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, He just blew his Achilles. He's done, or he's done." And she's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, they had to carry, like, almost, he couldn't even stand up. And then immediately when I saw that, it was Vinny all over again. And I knew it. There was no hope. I don't care what people were saying on the sidelines, what the broadcasters were saying. I knew it. It was over. And so that's what happened. But this year, this is our year. Okay. I don't know if it's Super Bowl, but these years do not come around enough. We have to enjoy it and get behind this team.
Yeah. Something that you'll learn as we, collaborate and join each other's chats. You'll learn about me. I love humor. Nothing is off topics to be joked about.
Oh,
and your story lasted longer than Roger's season.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I mean, that's what's sad about it.
I laugh because I'm going to cry.
I know. It was so depressing. And I told everybody when they showed Zach on that effing sideline putting on that helmet, my stomach got sick. Like, I just felt so sick because I knew what was coming. And then, of course, the Jets do the Jets and get your hopes up and go, "Hey, maybe we can make the playoffs with Zach Wilson." And then, of course, we all know what happened.
I'm going to tie that comment into, and I'm going to rewind to your first comment because I think there's a correlation there I'd like to connect. Now, we could have, if that line stayed healthy, because the last 2 years we started off 4-3, 5-2 before we got the injury 3 and beyond with the offensive line. So the fact that we were winning games with the worst quarterback play in football shows how good the rest, the other 51 are, right? You take quarterback 1 out and then you insert quarterback 2. You take that off, the injured one. Our roster is better than anyone's, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, especially this year. I think a good thing is, I think
let's
a good
look at the offensive tackle position alone, right?
Okay.
Last year, Dwayne Brown wasn't available really in training camp. Becton, we knew Becton had issues. Our third tackle was Billy Turner, who was almost like a Wayne Hunter, like just a turnstile. Mitchell was coming back off of his blood clot and his health issue. Glad he's okay, because I know another player in the NFL just had to, Billy Price, center from Ohio State, who was with the Bengals. He just retired out of the blue because of blood clots. So to see where we are now compared to last year with all the question marks, Carter Warren was injured going in. I think he started the season on the PUP list. To now look at the room 1 year later with Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, Olu. I say Olu because everyone says either Fashanu or Fashanu, and I'm just going to say Olu because it's a very divisive thing right now in Jet World. I'm not going to play into it. And now you look at Olu.
The thing with that is that eventually the announcers will constantly use one name, and we'll all get used to it.
Right now, it's us saying it, so you hear it both ways. And now you have Carter Warren healthy. Carter Warren with full offseason in the offseason program. I'm much more excited about him being the backup right tackle and tackle 4 than being tackle 2 or tackle 3. So as much as I was team weapon and I wanted one of the 3 receivers, if they weren't there, I was okay with moving back to get more. I was tackle 2 to tackle 5. I thought we're in the same group together, and I couldn't see us taking tackle 2 or 3 at 10 if we could move back a little bit and get some other capital. So I'm okay with how it worked out. I'm okay with the 3 receivers were gone. Joe did try to go up and get them. I'm okay with all that. I love the room. I love that, and I've said this. This is my big take on taking Olu. The kiss of death for players who get drafted highly for the Jets is what? He's our savior. Whether it's Becton's our savior, a tackle, he's going to be an anchor for 10 years. Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Denzel Mims, like everyone we take and we need a position, we put these unrealistic expectations on them for them to come in like a king being carried by servants and dropped off at the stadium, and instantly the whole franchise turns around.
Yeah, and we expect them all to play immediately too.
Yes, I love that. If he doesn't play, that's the best case scenario for the New York Jets. If he doesn't play, that means LT and RT are there week after week after week, and now he gets to learn from his idol, his icon, someone he fashions his game after. I think that's great. I think it's absolutely awesome that we don't have to put the weight of the world on this kid. And over the course of time and through his play, he'll tell us who and what the fuck he is. And you can curse on this channel. Go nuts with it.
Cool. That's awesome.
I
agree. You know, even if he has to come in a game or two here and there, okay. But let's let him learn. Let's let him develop. Let's let him get comfortable with the league instead of the guys like you mentioned. Just we expect them to be our savior at the position that they're drafted for. And then week 1, get out there and do it. And, you know, a lot of guys can't handle that. But last season already happened. So we know, you know, we can put it out of our minds. But if I was to find a silver lining on that season and Rodgers going down, it's that Rodgers, had he played last year, we might have been 1 game out of the playoffs. We might have gotten in by 1 game and lost in the first round, but he might have been a bandage because he's so good. He might have hidden some of the things that we really needed. And
I like you.
by him being out, it actually showed our weaknesses at wide receiver, at backup quarterback, and at offensive line.
I love that. I've said that myself. I love you, Mike. I love you. I'm saying it right now.
Good man.
That's
I'm just
exactly
thinking.
my take is that all of our weaknesses got exposed. And if there's a blessing, my positive, weird twist on things, which I always, maybe it annoys some people, but I always try to find a positive twist. And the fact that you said word for word my take on it, I love you, bro. I love you.
Man, right back at you. I'll tell you.
Being there would hide our issues. Him being there would hide how awful Lazard is. Him being there would hide how weak our certain areas were. And the fact that they went and said, okay, we're trading for the right tackle. Okay, we're signing John Simpson. Okay, we're going to get Tyron Smith on a contract that nobody thinks we would get him at. We're going to sign Mike Williams. We're going to trade up in the draft to get Malachi Corley. We're going to draft 2 running backs who fit this new blocking scheme that we have. We're going to bring in the veteran Tyrod Taylor. I love it because you're not going to allow one injury to derail everything.
If Rodgers gets us to the 1 game into the playoffs or just misses the playoffs, whatever, guess who's still on this team as the backup quarterback next year?
Tyrod still. He's a 2-year deal, right?
No, I'm saying if Rodgers played last year and got us either into the playoffs or sniffing the playoffs,
I got you.
Zach would still be on this team, and we would probably option his 5th the next year because remember that big thing. Rodgers is going to teach him. Rodgers is going to make him a better quarterback.
Which we also lost 4 plays in, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we would have still had hope in this kid. And I'm sorry, the hope was dashed last 2 seasons ago. This was a season before the Rodgers season. Yeah. So, you know, it would have, a lot of things wouldn't be as solid as they are right now had Rodgers not gone down.
Agreed. Sometimes the worst possible scenario, you can make the best possible outcome out of it because, you know, in a business, one department fails, other departments now have to, you know, pick up the slack. You see where your failures are. You see where you need to address. And Joe Douglas has done a remarkable job of bringing in the talent. I'm 45 years old. And I've seen 3 AFC championship teams. This team has more individual talent. If you want to match up position by position against other championship teams, more often than not, this team is going to win on talent. Now, potential is just shit you haven't accomplished yet, right? I said it to the kids that I coached for years. Potential doesn't mean anything. It's you haven't done jack shit yet. So you don't deserve any accolades. You can have all the individual talent in the world. If you don't go out there and operate and function as a unit and execute, and the coaches do their job and preparation is there and execution is there, doesn't mean a fucking thing. It doesn't mean anything. I like the mix of veterans with the youth, right? We know our youth is loaded, but I think we have a good balance between the two. That would be the perfect word. Is a good balance between offense, defense, and youth, and then wisdom and knowledge, and also still guys who can play.
Well, it's going to be scary when we have to start re-signing that youth, because a lot of them are coming within a year or two. And then if, like, once again, if everything works out, let's say Fashanu works out and Corley works out and Braylon Allen works out, they're all going to come at the same time, to on their contracts. It's all going to come within a year or two. So
yeah,
I do get nervous with the Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, like Sauce Gardner, all these guys coming up within like a year or two next to each other, trying to sign all those guys if they're still playing at the level that they're playing at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know Sauce is going to set the record. Garrett Wilson's going to get around $30 million a year because that's what Waddle and Devontae Smith and everyone's getting. That's just going to be the way it is. Jermaine Johnson is somebody, and I honestly think Breece could be the man out because they keep drafting running backs every year.
And running backs aren't.
Not that I have anything against Breece. I'm just not a guy who wants to pay a running back $12 to $15 million a year. I'd rather pay the whole running back room a total of 7 or 8 total.
Well, that's what I think. That's exactly what I think they're doing, and it's kind of sad because we all love Breece so much, but running backs just aren't getting paid what they used to, and they're not kept around as long as, because they get so beat up that when they took Braylon Allen and they took that other running back and they have Izzy back there and all this stuff, I'm sitting there going, they're going to use Breece as long as they can and then move on to the next guy. So,
yeah. And, that's Boomtown said it. I got his comment up here. It's a great problem to have. If we're winning football and we're getting deep into the playoffs and we become that team that we've always wanted to be, where we're in playoff contention year after year after year, I would rather that problem, figuring out who to keep, than having to rely on the fucking draft and talk about the draft from November until the last weekend of April, year after year after year. I would love and embrace the conversation of, holy shit, can we keep this guy? He's helped us win games XYZ. He made this play in the AFC Championship. I would love that conversation. That would be the best thing that could ever happen to us. So it's not a problem. It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Let me ask you this. Here's a good question.
Shoot.
Of all the guys on this team, and this just popped into my head, of all the guys on this current team who are what we're considering superstars, not including Rodgers. So the Sauce, Garrett, Breece, Quinnen Williams, of those guys, if one of them, only one of them, is going to in the future maybe go to the Hall of Fame and get their number retired as a New York Jet, who do you think it'll be?
Sauce.
Yeah.
When you come in as All-Pro year 1, year 2, you're already light years ahead. Garrett Wilson's had to deal with no quarterback play. So it's nothing against him or his talent. He might very well end up, but we don't know the long-term picture with who's going to be getting him the ball, right? He was 4th in targets over the last 2 years with the worst quarterback play in football. I think we all think the sky is the ceiling. But here's the thing that hurts him. We're in the biggest passing generation of football where wide receivers are coming in and putting up 100 catches, 10 touchdowns, 1,500-yard seasons. He's amongst a lot of guys who are already ahead of him. Tyreek Hill, Jefferson, Chase, many others, right? I love Garrett, but he's behind a bunch of them. Sauce is ahead of everyone already at his position. Quinnen Williams entering his prime. Next to Aaron Rodgers, might be the most valuable guy on this team because nobody else can do what he does. You know, his value to the defense is the equivalent to Rodgers to the offense. And it's not like he's the quarterback of it, but nobody else can do what Quinnen Williams does. Quinnen Williams is the main catalyst of that defense. And he allows the edges to go nuts. He allows guys to stunt. He allows himself to get double teamed and still has a good win rate. So Quinnen is probably be second on my list. And running backs, it's too tough to look at because, you know, a running back who's already got an ACL injury, that's a I don't even want to speak about it, but it's a tough start for the kid, but I think he could be phenomenal.
Yeah, I was debating in my head between Sauce and Quinnen. Also, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who I'd pick. Probably Sauce, just because, like you said, he's already had 2 great seasons. And I'll tell you what, with this whole Aaron Rodgers with the foot thing and all that, I usually have during our Saturday shows, I like game on behind me of like a Jets game, and like the people calling in or in the chat will guess the game behind me. I almost want to, because of the way the Dolphins fans, they just act like they haven't sucked for 25 years and have won a playoff game. And I almost want to this Saturday just play the last game the Dolphins won a playoff game behind me and mock the Dolphins for an entire show. Just God, they pissed me off.
I had it out with a Dolphin fan in real life, not online, and I said to him, like, do you realize the last time you guys won a playoff game, like the Twin Towers were still standing?
Yeah.
Like, think about how many times we've honored what happened that day and read the names and you know, had the moments of silence. The buildings were still, that's how long it's been. Like, that was the biggest event that happened. Like,
people had sex, had a baby, and now that baby is old enough to drink since the Dolphins won.
Old enough to rent a car.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Ridiculous. They just act like, and once again, the team, I hate the team, but it's these fans.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't done anything.
They're delusional. They're irrational.
And like, we know we've sucked. Like, we're well aware.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fine. Hey, you're allowed to hate here. This hating, cursing, it's all welcome. It's all welcome.
Yeah, Dolphins fans, man. At least the Patriots. I hate Patriots fans too, but at least they could back it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they could say, "Look at our Super Bowl."
They're very quiet though now. They're very quiet now. I don't like to live on the History Channel. I like to look ahead. So,
and I'll be honest, I moved to New England. Now I'm on the edge here in Connecticut, but I moved here 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, there's a lot of. I drive around Massachusetts and there's a lot of fair weather fans here. Like, the Patriots jerseys are disappearing.
Oh God, yeah. Some of them were wearing Tampa Bay Brady jerseys. That's how quick they got rid of it.
I would never do that. I would never, ever take a player. That's why I always say, I've said to people before, it's like, sometimes I'll slip and I'll be like, oh, we just won that game, blah, 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 blah. People be like, you weren't on the team. And I say, I've been wearing Jets green and white longer than any of those players have been alive. So don't tell me that I can't say we or slip up and say we, because I've had just as much, frustration as the guys on the field. Like, I know I didn't play the game, but I've been through the misery.
When I was getting my bill for season tickets, that entitled me to say we.
There you go.
When you spend the money to go to the stadiums, it's we, because those guys work for us. Like, when you pay the season tickets, you're a small portion of ownership, right?
Not as much as the Packers. Not as much as the Packers, but
no. I want to thank everyone in the chat for hanging out. Just a reminder that the GoFundMe link is pinned for Hank G. we're doing a fundraiser to get Hank to his first Jets home game. He will be down here for the opener. For those of you that missed the updates throughout the week, we will have tickets for sale, group package, Proud New York Jet fan group package with the Jets for the home opener. We're working on tailgate plans. It will be bring your own beverages, but I'm having negotiations once we have a better number come July and we see the ticket sales where we're at. We'll have the tailgate package revealed, but it should be it's not going to be anything crazy. There's not alcohol involved, so you're not paying for $75 or anything like that. So I'm gonna try to get us the best deal that we can.
And make sure everybody's hitting that like button.
Yes,
That's
yes.
free, folks.
Yes, good call.
Yeah.
What else on your mind? You got anything else? I like random questions. I'm always the one asking the questions here. You got any other things on your brain?
I have a question. I want to know because like I said when the off season started, I was like, I just want to start getting to know because I'm a brand new Jets content creator. This channel or my channel, I'm sorry, not this one. My channel used to be a lot of what my old podcast was, and that's like 80s, 90s pop culture, horror, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I turned it into a Jets channel because I my old show kind of had worn its course. We did it for 10 years, and it was hard for my co-host to get up and down from Jersey, every other weekend or once a month. And my channel went stagnant. And my wife said to me, she goes, or it was after Jets game and I'm bitching at her and whatever. And she's not a football fan, although she did watch a little bit this season. And she said, can you just go on the internet and bitch to people? Because it's just like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to hear it. And I said, all right. So how did you choose to become a Jets content creator?
I was a part of a Facebook group, which I still am. But a couple of years ago during that 2018, 19, 20, the Adam Gase years, so many people were negative and I couldn't take it. And a buddy of mine who's Jets by Jimmy Jardine, who is in the situation to do shows anymore. Me and him were messaging each other. I was like, dude, I can't take this. I can't take the negativity, man. Like I love talking about my team, but I can't do it. And I was like, let's start our own group. I was like, I'm proud to be a Jet fan. And like, no matter what happens with the team, like I wear the shirt the day after the loss. Like that's me. Like I'm always proud to be a Jet fan. And I came up with the name. He's like, I like it. Let's do it. We started that Facebook group. So little plug, if you're on Facebook, search Proud New York Jets fans and get in there.
I might even be a part of it and not know it.
And then it rolled into the following year. I was like, you know what? You go on and you're guest on these shows. You have your own channel. Let's start this channel. And we started it. And I'll save you the long-winded story, but life beat the shit out of me the last several years. I was also a suicide bomber with my own issues, but I wasn't able to fully commit, and life was hectic, and I've been sober 14 and a half months, but I would have planned to do a show, didn't do the show because, people showed up at the house and it was party time, or at the apartment and it was party time. And basically I finally just got out of my own way and fully committed. And now, I have the Sunday night show. I was always looking for where do I fit? Yep. And in February, I was like, you know what? Sunday nights, I'm going to do this show. Wednesday, I do Pride and Chaos with Jeremy. We just moved that over to my channel from his channel. And now Thursday night, I go on after Gunny and Green Bean and do the later show. So, and with job I just got, I'll be working 11:30 to 5:30 to start. It's part-time while you're on probation. And it won't affect the shows, which I'm happy about. Honest to God, that was like the first thing that I thought of. I was going to get like 3 to 11 or something. And I was like, God damn, I don't have to do mornings. But, it's, I love it. It's helped me in so many ways, and not to talk too kindly about these people in the chat because you'll see how vicious they are to me. But these guys have helped me get through life more than they will ever know. And with the shit that's gone on, and like I ruptured my ACL, I fell down the stairs, my toe got bruised. They misdiagnosed it. They took off my big toe on my foot last year. I was on crutches from May 11th to fucking Labor Day weekend. It was horrible last year. But getting up, doing these shows helped me stay sober. It helped me because, I put my story out there for everybody because I don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? I don't want to not do a show where people might have a thought, hey, is he okay? So that's like I love these sons of bitches. So that's as nice as I'll be about you guys tonight.
I'll tell you, we are similar, man, because when I originally I was just doing videos and then decided to go live, and I'm such a fan of so many other, content creators. There's just so many. What's up, Ricky? Happy birthday from the other day.
Hey, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm just such a fan of the Green Beans and the Matt O'Learys and the Jake Asmans, and you go just through the list of all these Jets content creators. And when I decided to start going live, I did the exact same thing. I was like, where do I fit in? And my previous show, I got the name Midnight Mike and I've always been a night owl. I've just always been a night owl. And I said, I haven't seen anybody late on a Saturday night, and you've got to be a diehard fan to be going late. And same with you on a Sunday. It's like, you've got to be a diehard fan late at night to be watching, Jets content. And I was
Friday night. I did the Friday night hangout, and it was just a hangout. Like I would throw out the invite to everyone, and other guys would come on. Same exact thing, dude. I was doing Friday nights, so I totally relate to you with that. With a lot of parallels here between us.
Well, and when I decided, okay, I want to do 2 shows a week, and I've always wanted to do 2, but I let the Saturday one go for a little while, and then I was like, how should I do it? I went, well, every time Talking Jets is over, I'm like, Green Bean and those guys, every time it gets the end, I just wish there was more. Maybe I'll kind of catch the Hangers Honor and go at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. And so you do that. You kind of piggyback the Thursday thick of it. And I piggyback Talking Jets. So
yeah, sometimes I'll do a hangout. Yeah, sometimes I'll do that hangout on a Tuesday night. But if you're on, now we're friends. I won't go on Tuesday night. If you're on, I'll maybe I'll do like a hangout.
Like I said, I'm very late. It's 10:10. It's like I don't know when you were. I
wouldn't be available till after.
If you already had it, I would never be like, hey, take your.
No. Tuesdays are like the hangout night. Tuesdays are like a night where there's no show, there's no production. It's, hey, let's hang out and bullshit, almost like a therapy session. We'll talk. One of my buddies, Mark Reese, who watches the show, texted me one day. He's like, dude, I'm cooking dinner the next day, and I just spit soda everywhere. He's like, I love listening to your show because it's great Jet content and a mix of like Howard Stern and then like Dr. Drew. And I was like, that's like the nicest thing you could say, because you never know where the conversation's going to go here. And I love that.
He's talking about old, good Howard Stern, right?
Exactly what I said. Dude, oh my God. You guys have heard me say it. Old 90s Howard Stern.
Yeah, man. If someone came up to me and was like, oh, you sound like you do a show like Howard Stern, I'd be like, what?
Not now. No feelings here. There's no feeling.
Oh yeah, dude. I go back to, I loved him. Do I go back to the Jackie Martling days?
Yes.
And then when Artie came aboard and Sal and Richard, forget about it.
A lot of people in New Jersey, like I'm in Central Jersey, I'm in Woodbridge, resent Artie because we're always like, it's like, fuck, there's 4 of us at every house party, like who are Artie. Like we could have done it. Like that's me. Like I could have been Artie. I could have been there. I'm the one with the zingers and the one-liners and the fucking awful life stories.
Yeah, I mean, I did love Artie. He definitely, he definitely. I mean, please, even like Dirty Work, like that movie is so bad, but it's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the Howard Stern show, man. I still watch old clips of the E Show and then like the Howard TV. I watch all that stuff.
You'll hear me reference every once in a while if we're like brainstorming on the show. Let's just throw baloney and see where it sticks.
No, dude, I've done that.
Oh yeah,
because of Howard Stern. I heard the show and I went to my buddy who, like, for some reason he could just get chicks to do anything. Yeah, and I was like, "Yo, man, I heard about on the Howard Stern show. They rub a girl's breast down with mayo, and the
butt. It was the butt with put the man, and then you try to hit the bullseye.
Oh, we did breasts. We did breasts. And he goes, I know the girl. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And damn it, if he didn't do it, man, it was the most fun. But now looking back at it, I'm like, "Ooh, that was really just low."
Hey, they approved of it.
You're right. They
Now
agreed
you gotta
to
have
it.
it. Now you got to video record the waiver, right? Do you approve of this happening? Yes. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like a young kid dating. That's why I tell my kid now, you make sure you get consent for anything you do.
Oh, do you have a boy?
I got two. I got one of each. I got my son is 15 and my daughter's 13. But I am so cautious with him, saying every single thing you do, man, cover your ass. Don't ever put anything inappropriate in a text online. I'm like, people's lives get ruined. It must be a horrible time to like just be a kid.
Yeah, and same thing with even I mean, like I have two girls, and when they get older, I mean I'm glad now it's kind of becoming a thing where like you make a mistake, you're 18, you send a picture to your boyfriend, and then all of a sudden you break up and he's putting it all over the internet. Like that's fucked up. And I'm glad things are but it's also fucked up what boys have to go through, like any girl could just say anything and immediately
you get your heart broken, you can accuse them of anything, right?
Yeah.
It's rough. It's I couldn't imagine being a kid nowadays, man. I'm glad I'm not, but I'm also glad that my son is like almost 6 foot, 200 pounds muscle. So if anyone messes with my 13-year-old daughter, I don't have to go do it anymore. I send him.
Yeah, he can take care of it.
So for those of you, I know we're getting close to 11. I know you said you wanted to hang to around 11. You're welcome to hang more if you want.
Are you bringing people in?
I just put the link.
Okay.
I am. If you're scared and you want to run because you never know what's going to happen here. But for those of you who are in the Discord group and are a member of the Proud New York Jet fan channel there, server, whatever it's called, we're doing Jets related calls. Sorry, Nob. I promised that's part of the perk. You're the one who's filled up the entire. You're the one who's kept the entire Proud New York Jet fan memberships going with all the awesome gifting that you've done. So I got to give people their perk.
Wait a minute.
It is jet-related calls, though, guys. Jet-related calls and questions.
And Howard Stern memories. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
No, Jets calls.
But yeah, we'll do a Jet show. We'll there's other shows in the future we'll do together with Mike where we can have more hangout, laid back stuff. But then okay, all right, no call-ins. Nav has funded more half of the members of the channel, so he says no call-ins. But
I haven't seen Knob on my show. How is he doing?
He's great. He's awesome. Good stuff. He's one of my favorite people. He's one of my favorite people. We talk a lot off air.
Does he call in?
He calls in sometimes. He's more of a behind the scenes guy. He's not a big fan of going on, but when he goes on, it's fun. You are not doing that after our conversation today. I see you in the back. All right, we're gonna bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. Let's bring in Ricky. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Nick?
You are not smoking after our discussion this afternoon. Damn you.
Yes, I guess I am. I got caught. But however,
my man, thank you.
I do have water.
Thank you. I'm happy to see that.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
That's it. I like that it's not full, like it's almost empty. Eventually, you'll work up to carrying one of these big boys around. Or the gallon. I got the gallon.
And I just ordered myself some more liquid IV with my Jake Asman promo code to get 20% off of it. So that'll help boost my water even more. So wait,
so did you reordered or have you already tried liquid IV?
Yeah, it actually works really good. I was surprised.
And does it taste good?
You know what? I've only had like the fruit punch and the strawberry, but yeah, it's not bad.
Nice. I keep thinking I'm gonna order at least one just to see what it does.
Yeah, it's definitely better than some of the other things I've tried. And Mike, I wanted to say thank you so much. I actually went and like after saw you earlier today, I actually went and looked because I was going to go back and try to
Feel
watch
better,
the
buddy.
show from Tuesday to hear your birthday song, but I couldn't find the Tuesday show on your page. I only saw the one from the Saturday before.
Yeah, I ended up putting like because all my Tuesday shows like the next day I'll put them in members only. So
Okay.
that and I honestly actually Saturday I'm gifting memberships again, so I'll gift a few. Hopefully, I thought you had a gifted membership, but
I thought maybe it ran out. I thought
they run out.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
no, don't worry.
expire
I
if you
did.
don't be
Yeah, I sang to you and Maddie. Yeah, you guys had your birthdays, and I hope you had a good birthday, even though you were working.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday.
What
What day was it?
It
was Tuesday?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was absolutely awful. But the 2 days since then, talking to all you guys and my fellow Jets fans has certainly made up for it. So thank
Good.
you, everyone.
You are welcome. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Oh, well, Bobby, you need to listen to instructions. You're typing angrily, but you refused to listen to the instructions. I can't help you, my friend. You kicked me off your show today when I was in mid-sentence because now you're Mr. Big Shot Bobby Hollywood, but now you don't listen to the instructions.
It must be hard for Bobby to walk around with that third leg he has.
It is. I'm surprised that cat is still alive, and every time he stands up, doesn't knock the thing out like a concussion. Yes, instructions do not apply to Bobby. So, Mike, how long do we have you for?
What time is it? 11:01. I could do another 10 minutes.
Okay, nice. Ah, look at that. Heavy as the crown. Nice.
Mr. Red, what's up? Yo, I'll tell you, his Twitter account, he does some of the best like graphics and fun like shit on his Twitter account.
All right. Let me Bobby will railroad the chat if we don't address this. Bobby, tonight is for members of the channel only calling in, which I've said 5 times during the show so far. I posted the call-in in the Discord, which you are a member of. Please go there. It's not a public link tonight. It's for members of the channel.
Bobby, sometimes people do certain things on their show. I even have to cut it down to where it's like, I'll give everybody, if guests obviously come on, they get more time, but the callers, you got to kind of cut it at a certain point because otherwise the whole thing gets too many people talking over each other. And Bobby, it's your show, by the way, is awesome. I love watching it and everybody coming together. But this show is not where you come on for 2 hours and just, talk about, randomness. He opened it up. Follow the instructions, Bobby.
Yeah. And I'm capping it at just, if you're here with me, 1 guest, because I made this new layout underneath the Jet logo and 4 fucks it up. So
yeah,
right now we're 3. I'd have to figure out another way.
I remember you saying that to Jeremy the other day. I wish I could get this laid out where you can see the logo, and you did. It looks good.
I figured it out finally. I am.
Do you have to be in the next, like the highest level of StreamYard to be able to move things around to where you want them?
No, but you can edit the camera boxes. Like if you use StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
On the bottom, they have the different camera selections that you can choose from, and then to the right of it is a pen to edit. And when you click edit, you can maneuver the boxes around and drag them to change the size. Where the 2 that are next to each other, like I did this one, that was original.
Yeah.
But then you can do one of these. And I edited this one with the 3 because it was one me low and then you 2 guys up higher, like where the J and the S are.
Yeah.
But I wanted to equal them out and lower them so that Jet logo was visible.
Yeah, it looks good.
See, there's 1. I moved that one down. See, this would be if there's 3. You could do that one. Yeah, me no learn technology. Me good caveman.
I'm so freaking happy we're back to that logo.
Say again, Rick?
I said you're doing much better than me. So
Dude,
props to you.
I've always like deferred, producer JR, who's working on the layovers and the video, which I saw the video he's working on for the show. We might have it Sunday. I'm hoping that he's able to, with his schedule, get it finalized. He is a perfectionist, which I love, but he will edit it, and just it'll be fire when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. I saw, like, he's like, this is just a rough draft, and I was like, that's a rough draft. Like, to me, that would be the greatest fucking thing I ever created, next to my kids.
You always have to preface that.
Yes. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's interesting to learn this stuff, and I'm excited to see what he does. Brandon, it's different. It's like I'm older, so I'm gonna word it this way. Discord is like a group chat on Facebook Messenger, in my opinion. It's just it's a group chat, and you can do different things with it. And figuring out how we want to do that, and what I want to do going forward. And we'll start, when we get more members in the group on Discord. If you're a member of the channel, you have access to it, and we'll invite you in. Some people aren't on there, and they miss out on that perk, but I appreciate them anyway for subscribing to the channel.
Real quick, I just figured out the score of the Rangers game, and I want to laugh at my co-host Maddie.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Why? Rangers lost?
Yep.
How bad? Overtime?
It was 3-2. I didn't see if it was overtime.
I just hope I like I said earlier on Bobby's show, that if I do not watch hockey, I won't watch hockey. I will never choose to put hockey on. I just don't have interest in it. But if you tell me Game 7 is in overtime, I become the biggest hockey fan in the world. I love the drama and the excitement of a Game 7 in overtime.
No, hell, any sport you put in that last quarter, last period, last whatever overtime. I don't watch golf. I don't watch auto racing. If you tell me, it's down to the last 5 laps and these two guys are okay, let's get it. I'm in.
You tell me the Masters is in a playoff. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably watched most of the weekend, but you tell me it's in a playoff, I'm stopping whatever I'm doing.
And I don't mean to piss off all the Rangers fans that are probably out there, but I'm a Devils fan, and Maddie, my co-host, is a Ranger fan. And every time he starts talking about the Rangers, I'll literally pull myself off the stream and put a Rangers background for him. But only for a few minutes. Usually him and Johnny Boy will start going, but then I pull myself back in and end that real quick.
Yeah, Johnny probably is crying right now. That's why he's not in the chat. He's usually always there, but he's probably in his feelings right now. Wow.
All right.
What else?
Listen, I want to let you be able to get more people in here and do your thing, and I want to let everybody know that you're going to be on my show in 2 weeks, Saturday night. Next Saturday night. So tune in for that. I'm really excited about that, and you and Maddie can talk. We can all talk. We'll have a great time. And thank you so much. I'm so glad that we ended up on Bobby's show today. So thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Bobby. Your yelling, your rudeness has paid off today in one way or the other.
But have a good night, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna post your link now in the chat for those that haven't already.
Yeah, I'm actually close to 1,100 subscribers, guys. It's like 7 away. So if you can help me out, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. And make sure hit the like on this video and subscribe if you're new.
Yes.
That's what you gotta do.
And shout out, there's a lot of people who watch the shows who, might be at work or doing whatever, and just watch and don't ever comment in the chat. I just want to give a shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys as well. You guys are awesome. So
absolutely. Well, have a
Mike,
good night,
it was
guys.
a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be talking a lot more.
Absolutely.
We
and
got
happy
a lot
birthday again, Ricky. I appreciate you when you swing on our show.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Have a good night, Mike.
You too.
All right, be good, pal. All right, let's go back to here. Did I do that one? No, I want this one. Boom, there we go. So, yeah, how you feel, man? What's your thoughts on OTAs? Like, what's this? Give me this, Ricky. What's the Jets storyline that you're not Rodgers' health? We're taking that one off the table.
Okay.
What's the Jets storyline that you're like, I got to keep my eye on? Like, this is something worth paying attention to. How does this progress? Who wins this job? Whatever it may be. What's the storyline that Ricky New York is fascinated with?
Well, I'm always fascinated with defense, so that would be
Nice.
kind of almost a cop out to go to my regular go to. So I'm going to say honestly, and I know that Rodgers is off limits, but dude, watching Garrett catch some of those passes, and a lot of the young receivers, whether it be Gibson, Brownlee, seeing how they progress. I really want to see how this receiver group comes together with good quarterback play. That would probably be the main thing that I'm looking at. Dude, I'll tell you what. You know what else is really funny is, like, it's we'll talk about backup quarterback. Dude, having Tyrod there as opposed to what we had last year. I think I'm sure it was Gunny. Like, posted a picture of like this Tyrod Taylor. But dude, whoever shot the video of it was a friggin' artist, man. Like, it was in slow motion, this perfect spiral, and it took like a full minute, it seemed like, to get to the guy's hands. But it was such a beautiful pass, and the way it was filmed, I was like, oh my God, that's our backup quarterback. Not the guy throwing like 90-mile-an-hour fastballs to a guy that's 3 yards away from him, but a guy with actual touch. And it was nice, man. So that too is like a huge confidence boost. Like I'm not going into this year with some of the worries I did maybe last year.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you this question, and I know you can talk about it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to pee real quick. Give me the storyline that you're not interested in hearing about, because there's always these stories where like we eye roll and here we go again. Give me the storyline that you don't want to hear about, and be long-winded with it. I'll be back in a minute.
Right on. The storyline that I am not interested in, quite honestly, is pretty much anything that has to do with Alan Lazard. Initially, I heard, Alan Lazard had some drops at OTAs, blah, 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 and then I hear some other people saying, oh, Lazard caught a couple of good passes. I really don't care, okay? I'm tired of talking about, like, a guy who needs Rodgers to elevate him. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I don't think Lazard was necessarily a bad signing based on he was the best available receiver in a very weak wide receiver class. He got overvalued because people judged him based on the fact that his whole career he was catching, passes from an MVP, a Hall of Fame level type quarterback. Nobody's got to see him with really, really crappy quarterback play like we had. And then we sure did last year. And the thing is he quit on that team last year. And that's bottom line. He quit on the team. I don't care if he finds his groove again or Rodgers helps him or whatever. You know what? If our defense could go out there and fucking gut it out week after week and never give up with the offense not helping them at all, that defense has gone out there and gutted it out every game for a couple of years in a row.
Yeah.
And Alan Lazard's weak-minded ass can't make it through one season before he gives up on us. Fuck that guy. As far as I'm concerned, his only use is to keep the bench warm for our good players when they have to come off the field in the cold weather.
Nice.
That's it.
Well, I agree with you so much that I got up to pee just so I didn't have to hear the answer, and you talk about Alan Lazard. That's how little I want to hear about Alan Lazard. Let me bring in another guest, new friend of the show, gave us our spy report last week from Jets OTAs. Let's bring in Nate. What's up, Nate? Oh, that
So,
got
fellas,
real
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. How you doing?
Good. How are you? How are you, Ricky? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
I second what Ricky said. That's what got me to call in about Lazard. I'm just totally over it. I don't know if I remember talking about it on your show, but the guy I was sitting next to, Brandon from X Factor, at that practice last week, he went on different shows and was like, "Yeah, Lazard looked explosive." He made 2 catches in the practice. And was like, "Oh yeah, Lazard looks explosive, and he might have this new connection with him." And I just didn't see any of that. Like, if I'm looking at Jason Brownlee and Lazard, Brownlee looked faster. Brownlee had better hands going out together. Lazard he looked like a camp body if that made a catch. I don't know. It's more just, I think Jets fans like to sensationalize because we want it to be nice, and we want this connection, and their chemistry off the court or off the field is going to pay off on the field. And then when I saw the reports yesterday, I was just like, all right, everything's back to normal. We can get over the one play he made in OTAs. And like Ricky said, he's our 4th wide receiver.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, I'd rather
He might not be the 4th.
He might not
be the 4th, in my opinion.
Might be the 5th or the 6th.
He's going to be CJ Uzama. He's going to be a guy who just comes in to block.
That's what I was saying to you. If he can't block for Corley and just lay dudes out,
yeah,
there's other guys on the roster. Assuming Mike Williams and everyone else is healthy, then
yeah.
Like
if Jason Brownlee commits himself to becoming a top tier blocking wide receiver, we have no reason for Lazard. Like somebody asked in one of the Facebook groups 2 days ago, what would you do with Lazard? I was like, bench his ass, give his reps to Brownlee, healthy scratch each week. Hope to God you can trade him before the trade deadline. Eat the shit contract. Like,
does anyone remember the name?
Point.
Do you remember the name Jason Avant on the Eagles?
Yeah,
he played forever. That's what I see when I see Brownlee. Like, he's not exceptional. He's not exceptional at anything, but he could be a solid wide receiver. And he already looks faster. And I mean, he looks young too. That helps that he's like right out of college. But there's nothing he does that looks exceptional. But again, we haven't seen him. And if he can turn into a 3rd or 4th wide receiver, I'd have him suited up. And like I said, he plays specials too, so I'd have him on my active roster before Lazard if it comes to 1 block a game, if that's what we have him out there for.
I'm going to make a basketball analogy about Alan Lazard.
I love it.
Aaron Rodgers, all-time great, 40 years old, is LeBron James. Alan Lazard is Bronny, who has no business being in the league, who is only there because Daddy, A-Rod, wanted him there. I don't know why we thought we had to pay him that money, man. I would love to know the other teams and the other offers that were coming out from Lazard that was anywhere near that. That should be like, you know how they do like these 30 by 30s and they do like these sports deep dive documentaries, right? That's what I want to know. Like, that would be a great show. Agents who say, oh yeah, we had an offer for this, and this. Like, I would even if it's 10 years from now, I want to know.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, that's the one thing that I don't get as mad about initially was the contract. Because I mean, look at Ridley this year, gets 20-something million. He's not a 20 million receiver. He's more like a 15 or 16. But they get overvalued. If you're the best guy available, among what's there in free agents, you're probably going to get overpaid. And that's where I'll kind of maybe stick up for JD a little bit with that signing, which that's kind of like everybody wants to bag on Becton like he was a miss by JD. But, dude, Becton was a very good, very promising rookie who got injured and just was never the same. It sucks, but it happens. You can't really blame JD for that. You can't blame him for the O-line getting massacred the way it did the last couple of years. Now, the backup quarterback thing, you can totally blame him for. But I don't blame him for a lot, and he's put together a hell of a roster. Nate, let me ask you, you went to OTAs. Were you able to, get on the field, get access to any of the players? And
I spoke to all the rookies. The rookies came by afterwards. So outside of just watching practice and taking as many videos, the rookies all came by to speak to us. And I had a couple of kids who coach was on FaceTime with me, so they all stopped to talk to them while they were in algebra class and under the desk kind of thing. It was a nice situation.
That's awesome. I asked because I couldn't believe something I saw the other day from one of my fellow Jets fans posted on Twitter that he was at OTAs and got to meet all the rookies. And he said he went up to Olu Fashanu and said, I really wanted Bowers, but we didn't get him. but since you're a Jet instead, I guess good luck. And I was like, why the fuck would you say that? Like you got to be kidding me. Like the draft
Say that
is
again.
over. Bowers is now
I
a
think
Jet.
Mike,
Like,
Ricky, I think my computer glitched. Say that again.
this guy went up to Olu and said, I really wanted Bowers, but we didn't get him. Since you're a Jet instead, I guess good luck. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why would you say that? Like, I mean, even if that's
It
what
was a
you
kid.
I mean,
It could have been an adult.
in his 20s, but
That
I mean,
sounds like something Sack Exchange would say.
you know what's crazy is when I first started like hearing the Jets Twitter thing and stuff. Like I saw a bunch of his tweets, and he's always like so fucking angry and stuff. And I actually like messaged him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen you on some of the shows. You know, you're from the Tampa area, right? Like I'm right across the bay from you." So he's from here, which that explains a lot because like I mean Tampa people like I don't know how most people think the differences, but Tampa people are still the like let's go out in the parking lot and settle it variety. Most of them, especially my group that I grew up with. So
I mean, anyone who wanted to say something could say something to the rookies. It was like 50 people there, so they came up to everyone. It wasn't even like I would normally stand back and let the kids, but there were a couple kids. There were a handful of kids there, so every season ticket holder was shaking hands and trying to have their sentence or two conversation with them.
Nice.
So you get to see Travis? Was he out there with the other rookies?
Yeah, he was out there. He took pictures with everyone. He looks frail. Not like he just looks smaller than everyone else. Like he's a college kid that even like I had a friend who was with me who doesn't see a lot of football stuff and was like, is that guy number 3 like a quarterback? And I was like, yeah, he's just a little bit smaller, but he didn't do anything. He was in terms of practice, he was just like watching and whatnot because he was hurt. But yeah, he came by and shook everyone's hands and said hi to the kids on FaceTime. Seems like a nice guy.
It's tough to look big though when you have Olu, Allen, Corley. Like,
no, I meant next to the quarterbacks. When he was next to the quarterbacks, like
got you.
Peasley and Rodgers and everyone. He just looked like a little bit smaller. But I mean,
I bet he's probably like the size of one of Morgan Moses's legs. Moses is like a mountain of a man. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like to me, and it's not just that similar haircut and stuff, and some of the way that he plays with the escapability, running around, and that he reminds me, of Mahomes the way that he goes to that backyard football style sometimes. But the thing is, it's like, and whether it was, Aaron when he was younger, Big Ben, like guys that can extend plays like that, like it's not just backyard football with him. Like he's keeping his eyes down the field, and you see him like. Even when he's running around, he'll end up squaring the shoulders and putting the ball downfield, even when he's making those running plays. And I'm really excited. Saleh keeps talking about how in love with him they are and how they want to develop him. And like you guys were saying either, the savior complex, like that shit never works. But he's got none of that. No pressure, no expectation. Sit and develop, kind of like Chad and Vinny all over again. I think we get it right this time.
I mean, you can go down the list like I've done it before. Like you can sit and list guys who sat when they've come in the league and have been successful, right? Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Steve Young. Those are like the big 3 that always come to my mind. Like guys that sat and became. Chad Pennington, even though it was a little shorter than expected, didn't get crowned right away. Mark Sanchez, I've said this before. Mark Sanchez says that the line of demarcation from a first-round pick having to play and being able to sit started in 2008, the year before him, with Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco coming in and both having instant success. And he goes, all of a sudden, everyone who got drafted had to play. Everyone who was getting drafted after 2008 with Flacco and Ryan was getting forced in immediately. And he thinks that it did a lot of more harm than it did good for.
Pretty much. Yeah, and it seemed like when we drafted Sanchez, like them playing him right away, that was like not really the norm at that time. But like since then, every quarterback, it's been right into the fire. I mean, I remember Darnold's first game. Remember that? Like the first pass was an interception, and you think, oh no.
On a
But then he came
stupid
back
play
and played
call.
great.
Absolute
and we beat the shit
stupid
out of
play
this
call.
guy. Yeah, that ended up being a really good game. But I'm not a big fan of USC quarterbacks, period. You know, I always say, you know, everybody
Well, I
thinks
think Caleb's going to be a
the
bust.
next Carson Palmer, but Carson Palmer was like one out of the guys that have come from there, and nobody's been close to that since. Not really a big fan, but yeah, it's crazy the way they just want to throw these kids in the fire and expect them to succeed, and it just
I don't get it.
Nick, to your point though, I think because I remember that too of like us drafting Sanchez, and I forgot the two quarterback Matt Ryan. Someone else just mentioned like, oh shoot, we're about to do the same. We're going to throw Sanchez out there and see if it works. But I think more teams wanted to do that basically because of Sanchez and what we did. We made it to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row with a stacked roster that we were able to keep paying the guys that we needed to pay with this rookie quarterback. And Sanchez, to be honest, wasn't that great. And I love Sanchez. My favorite quarterback is a Jet. But other teams probably realized, oh, we could get a better Sanchez and do the whole what Tannenbaum did over again and just stack the defense, stack positional players, pay Santonio, blah, 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 with a rookie quarterback. And I think a lot of teams had to do that. And, yeah, we've suffered because of it twice now. But I think that team kind of propelled people to being like, oh, we could do the same thing.
That's a good point, though. You know, he did have Braylon and Santonio to throw to, and we had that great defense. And that's what won us all those games. Sanchez was just a good game manager, but I will guarantee you, if we put Sanchez on the Jets as our backup quarterback last year, we're in the fucking playoffs. There's no two ways about it. If he could go to the AFC Championship game with that team of Rexes, he could have taken this one all the way.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm sorry. Maybe try rebooting your computer. I don't know what to tell you, pal. I'm sorry that you're having trouble getting on. I was looking forward to hanging out with you. Try to reboot the computer and maybe give it another shot. You know, you're more than welcome to come on. You are a paying member of the channel, and this is the night that it's your time to shine, pun intended. Yeah, that 2009, 2010 team, like Thomas Jones, Sean Green, Tony Richardson, LT came in, Jason Taylor came in. Like, we had a good mix of veterans with some young talent, right? Like, Revis was young, David Harris was young, Sean Green was there, Mangold and Brick weren't that old. You know, they were 06, so they were still rookie contracts, maybe in 09.
Dustin Keller.
Yeah, who did nothing after here, right? Like, his best years were with Sanchez. Well, he had a good year with Favre, but I mean, he did pretty well with Sanchez. You know, that playoff touchdown against Cincinnati is still one of the better plays that we've had.
San Diego,
right?
Oh, or was it? I thought it was
Cincinnati. Where Sanchez was rolling out, and then I just remember the game winner in San Diego where he like kind of cut back.
But he had another one on a play action where he went maybe about 15 yards over the middle. They hit him, and then he turned it up the sideline at Cincinnati and got in. What a great fucking
Keller had some great plays. I thought he was going to be our best tight end ever after those first couple of years.
I can't believe how quick he fell off. I cannot.
You know what? He left us and he went to Miami, and he had that gruesome injury, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was literally a career ender. And as much as I hated him to just go to the Dolphins, I didn't want to see that, man. That was really too bad.
Mangold snapped. Barney Mangold snapped to Pennington, Favre, Sanchez, and Fitz, and Gino. Got to put Gino in there. Greg McElroy was probably in there at some point. That's a good. I got to talk to Adam Y2K. That would be a great trivia question. Can you name all the quarterbacks that Nick Mangold snapped the ball to?
It's got to be double digits, though.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
All right. I'll Google the answers. Let me.
Bryce Petty's got to be in there. Like you said, Bryce Petty, McElroy.
That's one I couldn't think of earlier today. I was trying to think of that earlier today. Bryce Petty. And you just
Geno Smith. He also snapped at Kellen Clemens when Sanchez was hurt in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
Oh,
game.
then there's also I didn't Google it yet. I'm still on the search thing. I didn't hit enter yet. Mark Brunell was in there.
Yep. Did he get regular season? Yeah, he probably did get regular season snaps at some point.
Oh, I love it. Wikipedia. All right.
Revis had an interception in that game, Ricky, right? In Tampa Bay?
Yep. That game was so weird. I think the longest pass
Here we
they
go.
completed was like a 26-yarder to Brad Smith. But we
Sounds
still
about right.
whipped the Bucs so bad that by
Yeah, our defense
halftime,
is-
all the Tampa fans had left, and it was like almost all Jets fans by the end. The Jets chant was going, and we just took that stadium over, and it was beautiful.
We're missing one name. So we had 2006 was Pennington, 07 was Pennington and Clemens, 08 was Favre, 9 was Sanchez and Clemens, 10 and 11 was just Mark Sanchez, 12 was Sanchez and McElroy.
Tim
13
Tebow.
was
Tim
Gino.
Tebow. Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow. Oh!
I don't think he ever took a snap in the regular season. He was like a tight end, scat back for us.
But he came in for wild. Didn't he not come in for? Yeah, he came in for some plays when Sanchez went out. I swore. Someone
This
correct me if I'm wrong.
Wikipedia does not have Tebow listed
Wikipedia is wrong.
there. It was 2014. We had Fitzpatrick in 15, and then in 16 we had Fitzpatrick, Bryce Petty, and Gino. We're missing one quarterback.
You said Greg McElroy?
We said McElroy.
Is it somebody weird like Brooks Bollinger or somebody fucking weird like that?
No, he
Bollinger's
was
older.
before. He was in 05, the year before
Okay.
we drafted Mangold. Vinny was 05, the year before.
Oh yeah, Brad Smith's a good one.
But
I'm gonna say
that was
Brad Smith.
a gadget play. That's not quarterback.
You know what? I mean, I know that he was there at the same time as Bryce Petty, but Hackenberg never took a fucking regular season snap for us, did he?
Never got on the field.
I didn't,
regular
okay,
season.
I didn't. So it couldn't be him.
Think, guys.
Wow.
Think. It was not a Jet drafted player.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, wait a minute now.
Nope, Hackenberg never got a snap. We said Bryce Petty. Nope, McCown came in 17. I believe that
Oh
was
yeah,
the year.
I was thinking of McCown.
That was the year after Mangold was gone, right? Wasn't Mangold just till 2016? Not Brooks Bollinger, Bonesy. He was 05 before we got Mangold.
Did you say it's 2016 we're thinking of right now? Of that third guy?
Nope.
Oh, it's not 2016?
Nope.
Can we get the year? Can we get a hint?
It was 14.
2014?
2014.
Before Gino.
With Gino.
Gino on the roster still?
Yep.
They shared snaps that year. Yes, Brandon. Michael Vick.
Oh.
Shit. Wow. How did I not know that?
Well, I thought if I started barking, that was too much of a clue.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have been.
That's a good one.
I'm telling you, Tebow's got to be on that list, though. He definitely played quarterback for a couple of snaps at some point with that ridiculous year.
Maybe Mangold was out. Oh wait, that wouldn't Wikipedia wouldn't know that. He was 6 of 8 in 2012.
Tebow was?
Yeah.
6 of 8. Damn, we should have kept him. 6 of 8.
For negative 14 yards. No.
All right, never mind.
All right.
So start
So
again.
he was in 2012. Let me see his game log. I'm doing too much of a deep dive on this. I apologize. The fuck? Oh, my fan is on, and it blew out. I guess one of the wicks on the candle, and I your head pops up like smoke. I smell smoke. Like you jump into like action, and then I'm like, oh, one of the wicks went out. Oh, what a horrible, horrible time. I saw something I wanted to ask you guys. Not that I want to do too much.
We were doing trivia on Bobby's show earlier, so I'm fresh with Jets trivia.
Oh yeah. What
Yeah, we
were
did.
some of the questions?
That's something interesting. Like who single season touchdown leader for the Jets? Who scored the most touchdowns in a single season?
Wasn't that Brandon
that was.
Marshall?
No. And it's for all skill positions, I guess. Like everyone counts.
Thomas Jones?
It was Thomas Jones.
Wow.
But that was one of the more obscure ones. I have a little calendar. We went through like 3 months of trivia, just tearing off page by page.
Nice.
Just reading them off
Catching
and
up.
tearing them off.
Like the last one you had was like February.
Yeah, I was on
You're
March.
Like,
I was on March. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to June. We're going to June.
Here's a good one. I'll throw this question out for you guys. Can you name the top 5 leading touchdown scorers in Jets history? Not passers or quarterback, position players. The top
Career?
5 touchdown scorers in Jets history.
Wow.
Al Toon, Curtis Martin.
No.
Curtis Martin
Curtis
would have
Martin.
to be one of them.
Curtis Martin is number 4 with 63.
Maynard.
Maynard is number 1 with 88. Coincidentally, Al Toon's number. I'm a numbers dork. Whenever I see numbers that make sense like that for no reason. Cribette is not. Cribette
He
is.
didn't get him 50 times, did he?
Cribette's 8th. He's 41. 41 touchdowns. He's 8th.
Where's Cole?
Freeman McNeil.
Freeman McNeil is 5th with 50. Wesley Walker is 2nd with 71. Jericho Cotchery is not. He did not have many touchdowns.
What about Laverius Cole?
He's only at 20 touchdowns.
Really? Wow.
Santana Moss is at 21. Where's Coles? Coles is at 37.
Oh, wow. He's way down there.
Denzel Mims. Well done, Boomtown. Well done. Sauer is not on here.
Do preseason touchdowns count? David Clowney?
Yes.
Love Clowney. Yeah, you know what's really funny is one of the few games that I got to go to that was like a home game at MetLife. I went to opening week when we played the Bills and when they retired Curtis Martin's number. It was like 2012. And
Nice.
I was actually there for a Stephen Hill touchdown. But also in that game, like where I was sitting at like the one end of the field, I was kind of like at the corner of the field near the end zone. And Jeremy Curley had like a touchdown catch and he returned a punt right to that corner of the end zone, like right in front of me during that game. So I got to see a 2-touchdown Curley game, and I got to see a Stephen Hill touchdown in person, which
Nice. Was that the Buffalo game?
Yeah. Yep.
Curley was great.
Barney Johnny Hector is 7th on the list with 44. John Riggins only had 31 touchdowns. It's not Riggins.
Boozer. That was the name I was thinking of. Boozer.
Yep, that's who it is, Harlan. It was Emerson Boozer is 3rd all time with 65.
This trivia we had made me think of your show last night. With 54 career wins, who's second behind Weeb Eubank on the all-time Jets coaching list?
54 wins?
Yeah.
That be Bruce? Would that be Joe Walton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, that was like the 8th guess in Bobby's chat earlier. Nobody could get that one.
If anyone didn't see last night on Adam's show, we did the wheel. If you saw the show, don't give this away if you watched last night. But for those that didn't, I thought this was interesting. In 1985, the Jets were 10-6. In 1986, they were 11-5, or one or the other. They had an explosive offense with Ken O'Brien, Freeman McNeil, Mickey Schuler, Al Toon, Wesley Walker. Can anyone name who their offensive coordinator was? Again, if you saw it last night, please don't say it. The Jets' offensive coordinator under Joe Walton in those 2 years.
Anyone who says it was here last night.
I didn't know it. I
Yeah, that
consider
was
myself.
crazy.
I consider myself a
I
very,
was shocked when I
very
heard it.
good, like, Jet historian with this stuff. I did not know this.
When it comes
No, Barney, it was not
Canadians in the
Hackett's
year,
dad.
I'm not
Hackett's
gonna
dad
do it.
was under the Herman Edwards era.
But he's on the
Yes.
he's on the right track with Hackett's dad. This is on here.
It was Paul Hackett, but Paul Hackett was under Herm. Yeah, you all know him. Every single Jet fan knows him, and you will groan when you hear the name, and you will be shocked that that guy led that offense.
That was your hint, Barney. You're on the right track with Paul Hackett.
It's not like
Right
Bob
track.
Sutton or somebody, is it?
No. Oh, put it this way. If the internet was around in the mid-'90s, New York Jet Matt would have made a coming home video.
Dude, Barney's right on it. Barney just said Hackett's dad and then Adam Gase. So he's right there.
You're in the ballpark.
He's right
Oh,
there.
you know what? Sammy Baugh, no. Not Joe Namath. Not Holmgren. The hint is think mid-'90s Jets. I can't get any more specific than that. It'll give it away. Not Shoddy. The dad was coaching the Cleveland Browns in the mid-'80s, I believe, right? He was coaching Bernie Kosar, right, in Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
And
do it. Damn.
what's up, Raul? There you go. You're on the right track, Barney. Put it together. Not Bruce Coslett. After Bruce Coslett.
Adam Gase is closer than you think, what Hank said.
Green bean. I said the offense was good. Green bean's more of GM type. Yes.
Bang.
Midnight Mike. Yes. Rich Kotite was the offensive coordinator for the 85, 86, 87, and 88 Jets. He was a wide receivers coach in 83 and 84. And then he went on to be Philly's head coach for 4 years. And then he came over to us for 2 years. And awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, this one's kind of easy. I'll throw this one out there.
Josh Evans.
Let's do the top 6 touchdown passers in Jets history. This one should go pretty quickly. The
This is a
top
sad
6
list.
touchdown passers of all time.
Well, Vinny's got to be in there.
Vinny's 5.
It's probably the same as the other list. Tebow, Sanchez. It's probably just as sad.
Sanchez is 6. O'Brien is 2nd.
Sanchez is in there? Oh, my God.
Yep. Namath. Todd. Yep. All right, we got him. That was a quick one. It goes Namath first with 170, Ken O'Brien 124, Richard Todd 110, Pennington 82, Vinny 77, Sanchez 68. That is putrid. Wait a minute. Let's go back.
How many does Sanchez have?
68. And if damn the guy who dropped the one, that would have been a great way to end it.
You think Rodgers can beat that in 2 years?
I'm I'm gonna go ahead and pop off, guys. I've got something else that I've got to go and take care of, and my wife is kind of patiently waiting on me, and so I'm gonna go ahead and run and
No worries, buddy.
make room for somebody else to come on. But thank you very much for having me on. Nate, it
Always a
was good
pleasure,
to meet you and talk to you for the first time.
It was a pleasure,
And,
Ricky.
everybody have a great night.
All right, buddy. Be good, man. We'll talk.
All right.
Hit me up if you need me, all right?
Okay, we'll do. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man.
You got it, pal. I muted myself purposely because I was talking to Siri to add up our top 6 touchdown passers equals 631. And there are other quarterbacks who in their career have thrown more than our top 6 touchdown passers of all time. Oh, good Lord Almighty.
I got this one in front of me. Who's second on the all-time list in Jet sacks with 72.5?
Gastineau.
No, Gastineau's first with 74. Who's second?
Oh, Klecko then.
Nope.
72.5 is second.
Is second. Gastineau's got 74, and this guy's got 72.5.
I don't think Mo Lewis got up that high, did he?
Nope.
Mo Lewis, I think, ended up in the 50s. Barney saying Abdul Salam.
Nope.
It's not John Abraham. I don't think he played here long enough to get that high.
Nope, not Abraham.
72.5 sacks as a Jet. Are we going way back? Oh, Sean Ellis. Yeah,
Brandon got it. Yep.
Sean Ellis. Good call.
Longevity.
So how many did Klecko end up with?
They only tell me first and second.
Oh, okay. Right.
I got a paper calendar. I don't know.
What else you got? I love this shit.
I'm looking for good ones. What 2-time 1,000-yard rushers? Oh, wore number 23 for the Jets from 2009, 2012. Sorry, that's an easy one.
Sean Green.
What tight end was amongst the 4 players that the Jets drafted in the first round of 2000?
Anthony Beck.
What offensive lineman did the Jets draft in 2022?
ABT.
Nope.
Oh, wait.
22.
22. First round?
It just says there's one. Doesn't give me a round.
Oh. Wait, 2022. That would have been Max Mitchell.
Yep.
I thought I heard first round. I'm sorry.
Yep, Max Mitchell. See, some of them, there's good ones mixed in, and then there's, what tight end was the Jets' 3rd-round draft pick in 2022. So there's kind of got to filter through the calendar here.
Ashton Davis?
Tight end, 3rd-round tight end, 2022.
2022, tight end?
3rd round.
Rucker.
Yeah. It's a Thomas Jones one. What former South Carolina star was the second of back-to-back defensive ends drafted by the Jets in their historic 4-selection first round of 2000?
That was John Abraham.
That was right after Sean Ellis. And then there's now at 26. Who did the Jets draft? 2022. All right, let's see. What ACC school did Boomer Esiason attend?
Maryland, right?
Yep. There's a bunch of easy ones kind of popping up. But yeah, he was a Terp. What uniform number did Keyshawn wear? We're getting to the easy ones.
Yeah.
No, you know this one. I don't know if the chat does. Number 13 overall pick from Missouri in 2013, posted 3.5 sacks. That season was named Associated Press's Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, chat. You guys are getting a lot of these right. I get so excited to answer questions. Sometimes I'm very impatient with trivia. Yeah, Richardson.
Yeah, Sheldon. What? That's a good one.
Go ahead.
What Jets player was the NFL's leading rusher in a 9-game strike-interrupted 1982 season?
I know it. I'll give the chat.
He rushed for 786 yards in 9 games in 1982.
Barney's saying Freeman McNeil.
Barney is correct.
I'm going to chime in with one here. Can you name the top 5 sack leaders in Jets history? We already gave a couple of them.
I feel like, you just dropped about 3 or 4. This for me? That's for the chat, right? I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I was curious. The top 10 gets very interesting. You know what? We'll do that. Let's do the top 10. If you have several names, pop them all off in one. Yes, John Abraham is third, 53.5. Ellis is second. Gastineau is 1. So Gastineau, Ellis, and Abraham, you guys have. Let's do top 10. Wait till you hear some of these names.
No, Vernon Golston's not there.
Nope, just missed. Mo Lewis is 4th.
Vernon never got a half a sack, did he?
Marty Lyons is not in the top 10. Marty Lyons is 12th. Calvin Pace is 5th.
Oh, that's so sad.
Joe Klecko only has 24 sacks on this, according to StatMuse. Maybe it was before. I don't know. It only has.
How many did Calvin Pace have?
Oh, this doesn't have Klecko's 20 sack season on here. Klecko's in there. The StatMuse is wrong. Hold on, let me try a different site. No, Klecko's only credited with 24 sacks. Bird is outside of the top 10. Abdul Salam is not in the top 10. Brian Cox is not in the top 10. No for Jenkins. Wilkerson is number 6. You got the top 6 so far. You're missing 7, 8, 9, and 10. Jeff Lageman is number 9. Very good.
Number 8 is crazy.
Yeah. Brian Thomas is number 10. Good job, Brandon. You're missing number 7 and number 8. One of them was a linebacker, and the other one, I think, is responsible. No, I don't want to say it like that. Number 7 played in the 90s. Vilma, no. Don't forget, Vilma was only here 3 years, and then they traded him. Nope, not Bart Scott. Not Marvin Jones. Yes, Barney. David Harris is 8th with 35. One guy left. Not Farrier. My God. Not you guys. No, David Harris is 8th. So far you got Gastineau, Ellis, Abraham, Mo Lewis, Calvin Pace, Wilkerson are the top 6. This is a 1990s defensive lineman for the Jets. It is not Dennis Byrd. Jeff Lageman we already got. It is not Hugh Douglas. It was 90s D lineman. Nope. I thought Klecko had a 20 sack season. Maybe that was before they kept sacks? I don't know. This is the second website. I'm on a different website, and they only credit him with 24. Not Hugh Douglas. Think presidents. Barney, come on, man. I know you're older. That's fine. Shoot.
It says right here, the sack exchange was so dominant as a pass rushing unit in 1981. Unofficially, Klecko had 20.5 sacks. Gastineau had 20. Salam had 6.5. The NFL started officially counting sacks as a stat in 1982,
Awesome.
the year after.
Thank you. Well, Brandon, You are very close. Brandon is as close as you can get. It's Marvin Washington. Marvin Washington with 37.5. Now, Quinton Williams is at 33. Brian Thomas has 33.5. Loggeman 34.5. David Harris 35. Marvin Washington 37.5. If Quinton Williams has an 11-sack season, a 12-sack season, he's 6th all-time on the Jets list already.
Quinton Coples
Okay,
only
so
had
there's
one less sack than Bryce Huff.
There's some websites that give Joe Klecko credit for that season of 20. Barney, you're not calling in? Man. There's only 34, 35, 36, 37 Jets in history. 60 years and only 37 guys for their fucking careers. Oh, well, 42 years with the sack stat. Forgive me. And only 37 guys have reached double digits. My Lord. That's pathetic. It's depressing. The rest of the list, Marty Lyon. This is from number 11. Lyons, Dennis Byrd, Joe Klecko, Jordan Jenkins. Jordan Jenkins, who we all thought sucked. 22.5 sacks and 15th all-time on the Jet sack list. And we shit on Jordan Jenkins. Hugh Douglas, Jason Ferguson, Scott Mercereau, Sheldon Richardson, JFM, and Huff tied at 17.5. Leonard Williams, Quinton Coples, who we thought sucked, 24th on the all-time Jets sack record. I do not remember Quinton Coples getting 16.
He had one less sack than Bryce Huff in his career.
Yeah. We thought Quinton Coples was dog shit. Obviously, he's a Jet legend, baby.
And that was only in 3 years.
1, 2, 3, 4 sacks. He had, where are we? That's at North Carolina. He had 5, 4.5, and 6.5.
6.5.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he didn't get any in 2015. They stopped playing him.
Yeah, he had 4 tackles total.
Woohoo.
I just want to think of all the current Jets that can get onto this list pretty soon. The Jermaine Johnsons and the Quinton Williams and Brees Garrett and all the touchdown scorers, all these very sad lists that we hold right now, at least offensively.
Man, that was depressing to look at.
Yeah, so much for proud New York Jets fans not feeling very proud right now.
Oh, it's a sad. When you look at the Jets' history, it's proud to look forward. Hey, Rick Kent, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Yeti back, or you've been here the whole time? All right, I think Barney mentioned this earlier. Let's get into
You think Rodgers has a chance to get top 6 and beat Sanchez 68 touchdowns?
He plays a third year. I mean, he goes for 35 and 35. He does it. Nobody will get this name. Nobody. I know you cheated if you drop this name. Where is it? Where's the total? I want the numbers. You know what? I hate StatMuse. Fuck you. You suck. All right. Can you name the top? We'll do 7 because 4 guys are tied for 4th. Can you name the top 7 interception leaders in Jets history? And don't say Joe Namath. I'm talking defensive players. I mean, Hank, with 17 games now, it's possible, right? It's only 4 touchdowns a game, and he's at 68. Yes, Revis is number 3 all time with 25. Cromartie is not up there. He is 27.
Aaron Glenn's a good one.
Aaron Glenn, yes, is one of the people
Clancy
tied
said
at
that.
4th. No, Sample and Rhodes, no. Rhodes is tied at 18th with Greg Buttle with 15. Sample is tied for 15th. Steve Tannen. I just assumed it was Steve. No, Tannen only has 12. He's tied for 29th with Kyle Clifton and David Barrett. Victor Green, yes, is tied for 4th. No, I'm trying to keep up. You guys got a lot of names coming in fast. Ray Mickens is not. Ray Mickens is way down there. He's below.
Is Kerry Rhodes on there?
He is not in the top. I mean, no one will get the top 2, in my opinion. Clancy, Ronnie Lott was only a Jet for 1 year. Ashton Davis is 50th on the list with 6. Ashton Davis is the only current Jet on the all-time list. So as Gooden Reed and Sauce are, Ashton Davis is our active interception leader. James Hasty, yes.
Whitehead.
Well, if he played 2 more games against
Josh Allen,
he'd be up there. All right, so one is Denard Paulson. He played in the 60s. He is number 2 with 29. And the all-time leader is Bill Baird, Baird, with 34. So, yeah, and one of my favorite Jets as a kid, Eric McMillan, is number 8 with 22. I got a good one.
finally found a good one. Mike White became the first NFL quarterback since 1950 to pass for 400 yards in his first career start. Who was the first?
Was it Kurt Warner?
Nope.
Is this a Jet? Or this
No,
is an
it's not a
NFL
Jet.
player?
This is an NFL. No other Jet in their first career start. But he was the second ever to do it in the NFL since 1950. Who was the first? 400 yards in their first start.
Oh, fuck. Browning Nagel.
No.
He threw for 400 against the Niners on opening day in '98.
He was a Heisman Trophy winner. I'll give you that.
The answer is a Heisman Trophy winner?
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton?
Yep.
Good job, Clancy. Oh, all right. Can you name the top 8 rushing leaders in Jets history? Rushing yards. And the second wick blew out because I just jumped again like a scared little kid.
All time, right?
Yes, all time.
Curtis Martin's obviously.
Yep, Martin is at 1. That's where
Freeman McNeil right there.
Freeman McNeil is number 2, 8,074.
Boozer
is 3rd. We're going in order. I like this. 5,135. Riggins is 6th, 3,880. Way to fuck it up. We were going in order. Number 5 was mentioned earlier in the chat.
Not Thomas Jones. He didn't play long enough.
Thomas Jones is 7th. Matt Snell is 4th. Good job, Rick. So
What
we have
spots are left?
number 5 and 8. Thomas Jones was said. He's 7th. Number 8 was a recent.
Bilal Powell is 8th.
Yes, that's 8.
Hey.
Good job. Number 5 was known for jumping over the pile for a touchdown. That's what I remember him for. Morrell is 10th, behind Bill Mathis at 9. Not Green. Green is 11th. New York Jets superfan, in the 80s, he was our version of Walter Payton at the goal line.
Morrell's a good one.
I remember him jumping over the pile and scoring many.
It's not Morrell.
Blair Thomas coming in at 17th with 2,009 yards. Bust my ass. That's what she said. Boozer was said, this guy played in the 80s. He was in the 80s, and he was known for jumping over the pile. And 38 touchdowns, 41 rushing touchdowns as a Jet. Played from 83 to 92. Led the league in touchdowns in 1987 with 11. Yes, Johnny Hector, mess. Good job. There we go. All right. That was fun. Little impromptu trip down shitty lane. But Nate, thank you for hanging out, sir. I am gonna call it a wrap, and I am going to get back to Succession.
Thanks for having me, Nick. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Thanks for supporting the channel, bro. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, I got yelled at by Boomtown last night because I did not do this during the show, and he messaged me after the show ended because he had his list ready. Boomtown, it is your time to shine. What did we learn today? What did you learn during today's show? I love this segment because in 2 hours and 7 minutes, so many things get said, so many things get mentioned, and this is where you astute human beings get to shine. And you get to put in the chat, what did you learn today? Maybe it was something new about one of the guests. Maybe it was something stupid that I said. Maybe it was something you didn't know. Maybe it was a player you didn't know. What did you learn? Yes, I learned that Jordan Jenkins is in the top 15. Amazing. Amazing. Learned some good top 10s for the Jets. Yes. Clancy, how old are you? Because I saw you mention a couple times before your time. If I've asked you that before, forgive me. He had multiple, Hank. Yes, we learned Kotite actually had a good season with the Jets. Those mid-'80s offenses were great. I never knew Rich Kotite was here we go. I love this. I learned Arby's won. At Boomtown, I got to start having you come on live to do your notes from that. That's going to be your thing to wrap up. You come in like Mariano and close the show. Arby's 1, Nick 0. Yes. Never brush your teeth during a football game. Bobby Footlong Midnight is a Jet content creator, matchmaker extraordinaire. QB stats do not look favorably upon the Jets. Very well done. 37. Okay. Yeah. So you're like that next generation right behind me. Nice. God bless, dude. I'm happy that your dad is still with us. My dad is not. My dad next week will be 6 years since he's passed. And when we got Aaron Rodgers last year, I was live on air on the IOW sports show that I do. And I was excited. Like I read the report that they came in. It was live on air that it came in. And my buddy Lamar says to me, he said, well, tell us how you feel. I'm like, I want to call my son, and I wish I could call my dad. Like, that was the first thing to pop into my head when we got Aaron Rodgers last April. So yeah, enjoy every minute, man. The good times, the bad times, enjoy every minute as you know, some of the dads out there age. Ah, thank you, Ricky. Anytime, man. Anytime, bro. Like I said to you earlier when we spoke, you're there for me. You support the channel. You know, you're a great member of the chat. You come on air. You know, it's I don't sell bullshit. Like if any of you guys ever need me, I'm always there for you guys. Don't mention it. I learned that Adrian Morrell still has notable stats with the Jets. Was Rob Moore involved in that trade? I think Rob Moore was already gone. I don't think Rob Moore played with Keyshawn, right? Because Keyshawn and Morrell played together. I don't think Rob Moore was still there. We're going to learn something new here. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'd be shocked. Nope. Moore was gone in 94. Morrell started with the Cardinals in 98. Yeah, I didn't think Keyshawn played with Moore. Nice. Look at the chat all getting along. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for hanging out. You guys, as always, are very awesome. I appreciate you all. And I'll leave you with this. Oh, nope. That's gone. Oh, I want to see how this looks. Sorry. Ah, look at Jeremy about to get hit by the fucking plane. Yeah, that trivia was depressing. Put it this way. Let's revisit it in 5 years from now when it's all these Jets on the list, right? So, everyone, thank you for watching. Enjoy your weekend. I am off until Sunday night. I get some quality time with the boy. And VR and I will be back on Sunday night with WA2K coming on for a list. I'm not telling you what it is, but WA2K came up with this list himself. You know WA2K loves analytics. You know he loves stats. You know he loves numbers. That's a clue. Tune in Sunday night, 9 p.m., where we will do the list. Uncle Tio VR. I never know which order to say it in. My brain sucks. Say a prayer for Johnny tonight, who the Rangers lost, and he. Oh God, we knew that before tonight. We knew that. We knew that already, Bonesy. We knew that, man. Much. Hey, Rob. Welcome, brother. Big fella, where's everyone coming in now? Where are you guys all coming from? Everyone popping in late as I'm getting ready to sign off. I'm sorry, gentlemen. But succession calls. I'm in the middle of the last season. The biggest thing that happened in the entire show just occurred right before I went on air. And I got to get back to it. By Sunday, I might be done tonight with it. I might just stay up and stay up all night. So, gentlemen, thank you for watching. Go Jets. It's our year. And during our year, when we go and hoist the trophy, be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. Have a good night.